Hi, I'm Brian with Hanning Law Limited, attorney for businesses and creatives, and welcome to my series talking about the law of copyright. And what we're covering today is the concept that the expression is the most important piece of a copyright, and different levels of expression can lead to different amounts of protection under copyright law. So we're going to look at the amount of expression created by the author, and then the idea of details being key to a whole work. And to me, this is important because there's a balance in protecting the works we create and the rights of other people to create their own works. Think of our last video when we were talking about originality and how that was a really low bar that was more focused on the act of creation than the genesis of an idea. The incentive is more on you creating the work than on the prompt or base idea of the work. And on the question of originality, what we're looking at in part is the amount of material that you, the author, created. For example, if you're writing a blog post and you include quotes properly citing the other source, you're really only creating your interpretation and your commentary around those quotes. And so the protection of copyright and the originality element says that we're only protecting your interpretation, the protection of your words and your expression, not the pulled quotes. In a very real way, what we're talking about here with originality and with strength of a copyright is leaving the protection of work with the original author. When you pull a quote, when you use a highlight of a video or a film, that is owned by the original author, and so you can't claim that copyright as well. It's someone else's. We can only claim for you your work, your idea. And this isn't just in nonfiction. It's not just your business blog or your sports blog or whatever. Fiction has this same sort of concept. Specifically, what we're looking at there is the idea of scène faire or tropes or general story concepts. Think of things like all of the stories built out of Joseph Campbell's Hero with 1,000 Faces. All of those have similar plot beats and elements because it's built on the same structure, but you're not claiming the structure. What you're claiming is your original interpretation, your expression of a story that happens to fit that cycle. A great example of this is some of these videos going around comparing Harry Potter and Star Wars, or some of these other pieces where it's the orphan chosen one raised by family that doesn't like the magic that the chosen one has, an older male figure who passes away or passes the torch to an even older mentor, right? Those are similar story beats, similar pieces, similar frameworks, but the expression, setting, your details are in essence what create the expression. You can also think of this outside literary and film. You can also see this kind of thing with music and with drawing. There are certain stock poses that we use because they are artistically and culturally relevant to, say, this person is the villain, this person's the hero. Certain ways of playing music that create feelings of happiness and sadness, and a lot of these things are built on similar frameworks within the culture, right? You're not going to be able to protect your staff and notes in music, but you can protect your entire musical piece. The reason is, and what I've been saying through this, is it's your details, it's your expression, it's your building on the stock and standard elements to create your work. That's what gets protection. So if something is more tropey, more basic in a certain sense, it may not receive the same amount of. And remember, there can be 100 different versions of a scene of trees, or going to a same location where everybody takes the photograph. Your protection in your work is the things that make it your work. It's the angle, it's the coloration, it's what you've done to the work to make it different. In a very real way, the strength of copyright is tied to effort. And I hate saying that because it just doesn't sound quite right. But what I mean by effort in this context is doing the things that put details in so that your expression is differentiated. Your Statue of Liberty photo is different because of these things that you did to that photo. And those additional elements are where you get the protection. More details combine to create more expression. And the more expression you have in a work, the stronger your copyright protection is likely to be. If you would like to get in contact with me or to buy the book I wrote about copyright law, links are in the description below. I hope you all have a great week.